Chilcotin War. The events began with the discovery of gold in the Caribou in 1858. People began flooding in along the routes leading from the Fraser River in search of gold. One of the incoming miners brought smallpox with him, setting off an epidemic in 1862. The Chilcotin people, whose territory is on the Chilcotin Plateau, and had relatively little contact with Europeans before the gold rush, they pursued their traditional lifestyle of hunting and fishing, moving throughout their lands between the Coast Mountains and the Fraser River. When more Europeans started entering their territory in the early 1860s, the Chilcotin tolerated them, they traded with the newcomers, and helped them on their travels. Smallpox epidemic struck the Chilcotin. Hundreds died within a few short weeks. Two businessmen took the blankets that were wrapped around the dead Chilcotins and sold them unwashed to other Chilcotins, which triggered another smallpox outbreak. It is estimated that between half and two-thirds of the Chilcotin people died in 1862 and 63. A Victoria businessman named Alfred Waddington began his dream of building a road from the Coast Butte Inlet up the treacherous Hamathco River across the Chilcotin and into the Caribou. The colonial government gave him a license, but it did not consult the First Nations people of the region, nor did it pay them any kind of compensation. Some Chilcotin smallpox survivors were still ill and starving when they came to Waddington's camps to work in exchange for muskets and food. They were treated badly, thrown only scraps of food, or given none at all. Lahasta was the most powerful war chief among the Chilcotin, said to be so fearsome that children ran away when they saw him. By April 1864, he decided that he had to defend his territories and stop the Europeans from crossing. He and his followers declared war on the interlopers. The warriors used surprise attacks at dawn and in one case destroyed the ferry crossing on the Hamathco River, making it difficult to cross in pursuit. The Chilcotin warriors were resisting the invasion of their lands. They were defending their land and culture. The European immigrant settlers saw these as unprovoked and unwarranted attacks, and Frederick Seymour, who was governor of BC at the time, felt compelled to take swift action. He sent out two hastily formed military groups. One moved east, and the other moved west. Finally, Cox sent out a message to Lahastas that they could come to a camp safely and meet with Governor Seymour without fear. On the appointed day, Lahastas and 6 others arrived at the old HBC, Fort Chilcotin, where the soldiers had camped. Lahastas and 6 other chiefs were unarmed, and instead of being received as equals, they were immediately seized, handcuffed, and transported to little settlement of Quesnel on the Fraser River. At the end of September 1864, Chief Justice Matthew Bailey Beggy sentenced the 5 chiefs to be hanged in New Westminster for his role in these events. Lahastas was one of the 6 Chilcotin chiefs who were hanged in 1864 before he was taken to the gallows. Lahastas said, "We meant war, not murder."